Well, we talked about Mark Gahey. Let's talk about his chances of going to Liverpool because sources have told Football Insider that that's what he wants to do in this coming summer. Might he even try and force a move in January if this, murky Crystal Palace situation continues?
He's got no chance of getting out in January, I don't think. The way that Crystal Palace's situation, losing Anderson to Fulham, and the recruitment that Glasner's brought in, Palace yet to win a game, really struggling, stuck in the bottom three. And I think it's a situation where Palace are not going to sell their best players. If you let him go in January, you're almost committing Premier League suicide. You need to keep players like that. He's a top player, and with his contract running down, it's not going to help Palace. But Steve Parish was quite adamant in his interviews that he's got a valuation of the player. The valuation wasn't met, which is well within his rights to do. And he sees Crystal Palace now with Oliver Glasner there. And like us all, I think we're all a little bit surprised the way that Palace have started the season without a win. After the way they finished last season so well under Oliver Glasner, the style change, the results, everything else, I think we were all surprised the way that they were. And I think to push on to that next level, yes, they've lost Elise and he's proven to be a big loss. But the likes of Eze, Mateta in there, and Gay as well, they can't afford to lose him in January. He's definitely going to move on when you look at the contract situation that he's in and the potential suitors that he's got out there, the clubs that are looking at him. But actually, from Crystal Palace's point of view, they dug their heels in the summer. There's absolutely no way I can see a deal for Gay happening in January. In the summer, yeah, absolutely. Because you've got a player that wants to leave, and you've got a player that's got 12 months left on his contract that's still holding great value, and there's clubs like Newcastle and Liverpool that are interested in him, there's a deal to be done and a financial sense deal for Crystal Palace.
You've been saying, Paul, that you believe Trent Alexander-Arnold will stay at Liverpool, but the rumors are really starting to pile up that he'll move to Real Madrid in the summer on a free transfer. We might see a pre-contract agreement as soon as January. Are you still standing firm on that prediction that Trent will stay at Liverpool?
Maybe not as firm as I was. I couldn't see it, genuinely couldn't see it with the relationship that he's got with the club. He's one of their own, if you want, for a better phrase. Such an integral part of the club. To be linked so heavily away at the moment. The stories that are coming out, we've heard stories that Konate's in discussions of a new deal at Liverpool, Van Dijk discussing a new deal, Trent's situation fairly quiet other than other clubs becoming more and more interested in him, which from a Liverpool point of view is worrying, and what I'm hearing as well about the player. Nothing from any sources of any kind of that are reliable, if you like, but it's all the noises that you hear about Trent at the moment. That it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and the amount of European giants lining up to sign him. The list seems to be getting bigger. So in answer to your initial question, yeah, slightly less confident than I was before.
And are you surprised that these rumors continue to pile up, considering how well Liverpool have started under Arne Slot? Because, it would have made sense if all these big names wanted to leave after, trying a test year with Arne Slot and Liverpool weren't where they wanted to be. But won all 3 matches in the Champions League, top of the league in the Premier League. Wouldn't you have thought Trent might want to stay with this project?
Listen, they're the real deal, aren't they? They're proving that under Arne Slot. The way that they're playing, the way that they're winning games. We spoke last week about the first big test this weekend just gone against Chelsea. They've got another big test this weekend coming up away at Arsenal. Arsenal are going to be weakened without Saliba. They've got a few injuries, players missing as well. So Liverpool have got a real opportunity to go and lay down another marker this weekend against Arsenal. And they'd go 7 points clear of them, I think, if they won this weekend. So it's a real opportunity. But listen, yes, you want to be playing at the best. You want to be playing at the top of the Premier League. Liverpool competing in the Premier League, competing in the Champions League. You would argue where's better to play. But if he's had his head turned with the likes of Real Madrid, the likes of Barcelona, you put Liverpool in that bracket. You want to be playing at that level. If he's got ambitions to fulfil, to play elsewhere, it then comes down to what the player's desire is for his career path. He may be looking across at Jude Bellingham and look how his move to Real Madrid's gone for him. And you look at Harry Kane at Bayern Munich and he's seeing other English footballers going abroad, and that may be something he wants to do. I don't know whether that is or not, but the fact that we are towards the end of October coming into November, and there's no discussions of a new deal that have been let out to the press as yet, it's looking more and more likely that his future may lie elsewhere.
And another player, obviously, whose contract is coming to an end is Mo Salah. Jamie Bino-Gittins has been linked as a potential replacement for him in the summer. Do you think he would fit in well with Liverpool and could kind of step into those shoes, pretty quickly?
I think he's a top player, but I think he's raw. He's 20 years old. You look at his grounding: Chelsea Academy, Reading Academy, Man City Academy. joined Dortmund in 2022. Really good young player in a similar way that Jadon Sancho was. But he's at a club in Dortmund where he can develop and he'll play and he'll get game time. Depending on whatever happens with Mo Salah, I think he can play at the top level for another few years. You look how fit he is. You look how strong he is. You look at his numbers. That's all you have to look at with Mo Salah. You look at his running stats. You look at his goals. You look at his assists. There's no dip in performance. So if Liverpool want him to stay and he wants to stay at Liverpool, I don't see him going away anytime soon. Gittins, for me, is not an immediate replacement. If you're going to take Mo Salah out of Liverpool, it's the equivalent of like Jurgen Klopp or Van Dijk leaving Liverpool. And we know that the holes that those type of people leave. Jamie Gittins is a good player, and England under 21 international. I've got no doubt at some point he will return to the Premier League. But I think from a player's point of view, from his own point of view, for his development, he's better staying at a club like Dortmund where he's going to get an opportunity a lot quicker and then come back to the Premier League as Sancho did, as Jude Bellingham did, as Erling Haaland has done. Dortmund doesn't seem to be a bad club to develop as a young player.